Okay, welcome back to 10 Unsolved. Today we are going to be talking about unsolved mysteries. So, for starters, let's go with the Zodiac Killer. Now, in the late 60s and early 70s, the Zodiac Killer had his reign of terror in Northern California, killing 5 people and claimed to have killed 37. Yeah, 37. He wrote a note about it. It seems quite narcissistic if you ask me. Now, on December 20th, 1968, around 11 p.m. near Vallejo, California, a 17-year-old David Faraday and 16-year-old Betty Lou Jensen were shot and killed while sitting in a parked car in a gravel parking area off Lake Herman Road. Now, by the time the police had arrived, Betty was pronounced deceased, but David was still alive. However, he would die on his way to the hospital. Now, at that time, nobody realized that this could have been the work of a serial killer, as it was his first murder. The Zodiac's next crime would occur on July 4th, 1969, around midnight near Blue Rock Spring Park, only a few minutes away from the past crime. The Zodiac approached a parked car with a flashlight, shooting 22-year-old Darlene Ferrin and 19-year-old Michael Major before walking back and shooting them again. That was unnecessary. Unfortunately, only Major was able to survive this encounter. He was able to make out the face of the man who shot him and described him as a young white man, approximately 26 to 30 years of age, stocky, about 200 pounds or higher, 5 feet 8, with light brown curly hair and a large face. Now, within an hour, the police received a phone call from somebody claiming to be the killer for both the cases. On the 1st of August 1969, the San Francisco Chronicle, the Vallejo Times Herald, and San Francisco Examiner received identical handwritten letters from someone claiming to be the killer. Now, these letters also contained specific details about the murders and 3 specific codes. Each letter was also signed with a distinct mark, which is a circle with a cross through it. Now, this mark came to be known as the mark of the Zodiac Killer. Now, the code was cracked and the message was translated, and here's what it read. And I quote, I like killing because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest. Because man is the most dangerous animal of all to kill. Something gives me the most thrilling experience. Now, the best part is that when I die, I'll be going to paradise, and those I have killed will become my slaves, and I will not give you my name because you will try to slow down or stop my collecting of slaves for afterlife. And I quoted it. Now, the Zodiac continued to kill people up until 1969. Regardless, this mystery remains unsolved and will probably always be unsolved. This is Vaibhav talking about the Zodiac Killer. Bye.
Hello, now I, Rishabh, am going to tell you about a mystery that has remained unsolved for more than half a century that surrounds a historic hotel. A murder occurred in room 1046 at the President Hotel, the case which remains unsolved to this day. Artemis Ogletree, a young man, checked into a hotel in 1935 but never checked out. So, this is what happened. A bellboy went to the 10th floor to check the room's phone. The room was rented by a guest named Ronald T. Owen. After knocking and hearing no response, he entered the room. What he saw inside made him seek the manager. He found Ogletree naked, not Ronald T. Owen, the room's current owner. Ogletree was slumped forward on the edge of the bathtub, covered in blood. According to the news article, Ogletree had been stabbed multiple times in the chest, stomach, and legs, with his wrist slashed. A rope was even tied around his neck, indicating an attempted strangulation. Despite his injuries, Ogletree was still conscious when the doctor and a detective arrived and began questioning him. They mistakenly assumed Ogletree was Ronald T. Owen, the registered guest. When asked about his injuries, Ogletree claimed to have fallen against the bathtub and denied any attempt at self harm. He soon collapsed and was taken to hospital where he later died. They also discovered what they assumed to be a woman's fingerprint on one of the two drinking glasses in the room. The room had been locked from the outside and the key was missing. A note on the desk read, Dawn, I will be back in 15 minutes. Finally, Ogletree's mother identified her son through a newspaper article that showed his picture. The mystery of Ogletree murder remains unsolved. No clear motive or suspect has been identified. Currently, there is still no solution to why Ogletree was murdered, why there was a mysterious donor paying for Ogletree's funeral, or why roses showed up at Ogletree's gravesite with the note that said, Love forever, Louise. No one has been connected to the fingerprints on the glass in the room, and no one has been charged with the crime.
Welcome to a segment of the podcast where we explore the enigmatic Bermuda Triangle. Today, we delve into two chilling stories that have baffled experts and intrigued the world. The mysterious disappearance of Flight 19 and Bruce Gernon's harrowing experience in 1970. The Bermuda Triangle, stretching between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, has earned a reputation for swallowing ships and planes without a trace. Among the countless tales of vanishings, Flight 19 and Bruce Gernon's flight stand out as haunting reminders of the Triangle's mysteries. Let us begin with Flight 19, a routine training mission of 5 Navy Avenger bombers that took off from Fort Lauderdale in December 1945. The mission to conduct navigation exercises over the Atlantic Ocean. Midway through the mission, radio transmissions revealed confusion among the pilots. They reported compass malfunctions and an inability to determine the location. Soon after, all communication with Flight 19 was lost. A massive search effort was launched, but no trace of Flight 19 or its 14 crew members was ever found. It remains one of aviation's greatest unsolved mysteries. Now, let's turn to Bruce Gernon's chilling encounter in 1970. A pilot navigating through the Bermuda Triangle, Gernon encountered bizarre weather anomalies unlike anything he has ever seen. He described flying into a strange tunnel-like cloud formation that seemed to distort time and space. In a matter of minutes, Gernon emerged hundreds of miles ahead of his intended position, leaving air traffic and controllers and scientists baffled. Now let us take a look at Dr. Grant, who was a renowned scientist, and his analysis on this incident. He said, from a scientific perspective, Flight 19's disappearance likely involved navigational errors exacerbated by the adverse weather conditions. Bruce Gernon's experience, on the other hand, may be attributed to rare atmospheric phenomena such as time compression. Theories and speculation. These stories have fueled countless theories about the Bermuda Triangle, from electromagnetic anomalies to theories involving extraterrestrial activity or even portals to time and space. As we conclude today's exploration of Flight 19 and Bruce Gernon's story, the Bermuda Triangle continues to captivate with its mysteries. Join us the next time as we uncover more tales and theories from its prospecting region.
The disturbing death of Elisa Lam. On 26 January 2013, 21-year-old Canadian tourist Elisa Lam checked into the Cecil Hotel in downtown LA. When she never checked out on 1st of February, nor had any contact with her parents, the LA Police Department was contacted. On 19th February, 18 days from the last time she was seen, Lam's body was found floating and naked in a water tank on the roof of the Cecil Hotel. Her body was found due to hotel guests complaining about the hotel's water pressure. One couple even reported that the water was coming out black and had a bad taste. According to the hotel's manager, when Lam first checked in, she was staying in a hostel-style room with other travelers, but later was moved to her own private room due to complaints from her roommates about odd behavior. The last time she was seen was on surveillance footage on the hotel's elevator. The footage showed Lam acting strange and peculiar, almost like she was hiding. She also moved her hands in strange ways, and it looked like she was talking to someone who was out of the security camera's view. After her body and the surveillance footage were found, it was suggested she was on some sort of hallucinogenic drug. Even though Lamb took 4 different medications for her bipolar disorder, toxicology studies reported that there were no traces of any drugs or alcohol that could have contributed to her death. There was also a theory that she was murdered and died as a result of drowning, but the autopsy report showed no evidence of trauma. To this day, no one knows how she was able to access the roof or climb into the water tank and shut the 20-pound lid by herself.